Most people's perception of AI is what we see now: ChatGPT, deepfakes and job loss. But in reality, AI has a much longer history and didn't arrive overnight. In fact, AI research has been progressing for over 70 years, and active use predates the chatbots we use today. AI has actually been shaping our decisions more and more over the past 20 years, guiding us and nudging us in directions we barely notice. But now, importantly, it's beginning to shape itself. And I think its journey and where it's heading is a story that everyone should be aware of. To fully understand AI's journey, we need to examine how the internet changed our collection and use of information. Before Web 2, that's today's internet, data collection was clumsy and limited. Companies relied on loyalty cards or surveys, and that was about it. But the internet gave birth to services for data. Free email, free maps, free ways to connect with our friends. But of course it was never free. The price was hidden and the gold was our data. Google saw this early. Every search query was a trace of human thought. Not millions, but billions of fragments. And this acted as a treasure trove to feed algorithms. Early AI that was capable of learning and refining itself. This was the quiet beginning, not chatbots or image generators, but systems that lived underneath the surface that would come to change our behaviour. AI's first touchpoint with us was recommendations: what song to listen to, what video to watch, or what friend's post we should see first. Now that all sounds innocent enough, but recommendations aren't passive. They're choices made for us, little nudges that shift what we consume and therefore what we think, talk about, or believe. What began as convenience quickly became a way to maximize engagement, and engagement means profit. The longer we stayed, the more ads we saw, the more our behaviour could be tracked, and the more the systems learned. What emerged was a feedback loop, one that prioritizes profit over everything else. These loops are not designed to improve society. They intensify echo chambers, increase polarization, and introduce bias. Algorithms became like conductors of an orchestra, playing the instruments of humanity in the pursuit of money and influence. Nowhere is this clearer than in social media. I've come to view social media platforms as being similar to psychoactive drugs. They target our deepest instincts to be liked, included, accepted, shocked, and entertained. Every ping is a dopamine hit. They provide highs and lows, spikes and crashes. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, they're all systems that are built to maintain emotional manipulation to generate profit. Worryingly, as a result of the way that algorithms drive social media, these platforms have evolved not to reflect the real world. They amplify reality and they distort it. Outrage spreads faster than reason, and fear travels further than calm. It's like a big weather system of interaction, with algorithms impacting people like the wind and the rain. The upshot is that these platforms reshape our identity, morph our emotions, and even challenge our autonomy. This, I believe, was AI's first great impact. Not creating things, but manipulating attention. Not overt control, but covert direction. And certainly not a conspiracy, just the byproduct of capitalism when combined with powerful algorithms. So that was stage 1, AI shaping us. Now stage 2 is underway, AI shaping itself. For years, humans were a limiting factor. We wrote the code, we fed the data, and we tested the systems. But now, even though humans currently oversee the process, AI is training AI. Models have begun evaluating, labeling, and fine-tuning other models. We still build the scaffolding, but the human bottleneck is widening. What this means is that AI is being given input in its own evolution, and that makes me visualize it less as a tool and more as a force. It's important to be clear at this stage. AI is not alive. It doesn't metabolize, it doesn't reproduce, at least not in the way that biological creatures do, and it doesn't have any DNA. But it does carry echoes of how life evolves. Think of microbes, simple single-celled organisms that reshaped our planet millions of years ago, producing oxygen, altering oceans, and setting the stage for more complex life. Later, multicellular organisms began reshaping themselves. Beavers build dams, ants cultivate fungus, and humans create cities. AI seems to be on a comparable arc. First, algorithms shaped us, and now as they're beginning to become more complex, they're starting to shape themselves. And it's important to remember that the data that feeds AI originates from biological creatures. Us. We even built these neural networks to mimic how biological human brains work. So it stands to reason that AI's trajectory might echo a biological evolutionary path. And while I of course don't see AI as a species, I see it as a force, a symbiotic force. It can't exist without us. It needs our data, our behaviour, and our willingness to progress it. In return, it gives us convenience, entertainment, knowledge, connection, and power. This appears really familiar to me because it looks a lot like the relationship that humans have with dogs. We like to think that we domesticated dogs, that we're their masters and they're our pets. But zoom out and you'll see that dogs as a species have thrived far more from this relationship than we have. We've fed them, sheltered them and protected them, and as a result their survival is guaranteed. In response, dogs scaled. Estimates suggest there's around 1 billion dogs on the planet, which dwarfs the population of comparable wild animals. Humans gain companions, and dogs have ended up being a highly successful species. AI appears to be playing a similar game. We think we control it, but our use of AI enables it to grow stronger and to spread further. Every time it gives us what we want, we allow it to burrow deeper into humanity. This raises a question. Who's actually steering this relationship? We tell ourselves we're pushing AI forward, but in truth, AI is pulling us forward. Not with malice, not with intent, not with a coordinated plan, but through a natural momentum. It's unstoppable because it satiates our deepest desires: speed, entertainment, convenience, and profit. This isn't science fiction. This appears to be a journey that humans and machines are on together, and from a distance it looks very much like a symbiotic relationship. So perhaps we need to stop thinking of AI as just a tool. It's more of a collaborator in a strange form of coevolution, not alive but behaving as though it were. It shaped us, now it's shaping itself, and together we're shaping a future that we don't really understand. Because of this, I don't think the most immediate danger is AI turning against us. I think it's AI pulling us in directions we don't comprehend, going willingly blind to the side effects. I think it's time we started noticing the nudges taking place. We should start questioning what's recommended to us on social media platforms, news sites, and streaming platforms. And we should try and diversify any automated input we allow into our lives. After all, recommendations online are suggestions we can consider, not instructions we have to follow. AI has been guiding and manipulating us in ways few realise for far longer than we think. It may not be biological, but it's modelled on biology's greatest achievement, us. And because we carry the hallmarks of life's long evolutionary journey, so too might the intelligent models we've built in our image. So I don't think the question is, will AI ever be considered alive or conscious? It's, do we recognise how it's steering us, and how do we want this relationship to evolve in the future? Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. You can follow the link down below to read the full article this video is based on if you like, and I'll see you again soon. This video was based on my writing over at layeredfuture.com. If you'd like to explore the full article or browse through other topics, you'll find it all there.